Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So nice out today. What a beautiful day, right? So pretty. Let's get ready to practice. I'm gonna move my mat over just a little bit so you can see me. Let's start seated this morning. So nice out. Just gonna sit for a few moments here with our breath. So if you're local Floridians, sitting outside is really a nice morning in the shade. And if you're not local, just enjoy our weather from a distance. I'm going to get started here in just a few moments. And I'll start with some good advice this morning. This is just kind of pick a card, any card, right? I love this. I'm actually gonna do this meditation later. The words I am are potent words. Be careful what you hitch to them. The thing you're claiming has a way of reaching back and claiming you. So the I am meditation is so powerful when you're using it for good. And sometimes we speak negative words after the I am, which is not a good thing. So let's sit for a moment with our breath and this I am meditation and think about the things that you would like to be. And even if you're not already that, speak it into existence by using the words I am. So let's sit for a few breaths and do that I am meditation. I am calm. I am kind. I am at peace. I am healthy. Just keep that going for a few moments with the breath. Speaking the I ams into existence, into your life. I am living in a world that is healthy and free. I am living in a world where there's prosperity for all. I'm living in a world that is clean. Come back to the breath. Let that I am meditation melt away. And let's make the connection to the breath. So notice how the air comes through your nose, drags down the back of your throat, fills your lungs and your belly. Maybe hold just for a moment before you begin the exhalation. And as you exhale, exhale out whatever doesn't serve you. So just continuing to inhale and exhale, noticing the breath. Sitting up really tall, maybe coming into easy seat or fuller half lotus. So lengthening the spine, giving space for the breath to flow even more free. And it's Earth Day today, so we should do something nice for the earth today, if you can. Do not compare yourself to others. Be true to who you are and continue to learn with all your might. Even if you are ridiculed, even if you suffer disappointments and setbacks, continue to advance and do not be defeated. So that really goes along with the I Am meditation today. So not comparing ourselves to other people. Just be who you are. We all have our own gifts and our own potential. And so we don't need to compare ourselves to anyone else. So let's begin our practice in child's pose today. So let's come to child's pose, either closed knees or wide knees. You can choose whichever works best for you. I'm going to take some wide knee child pose today. And then reach your hands really far at the top of your mat. Put your forehead down and maybe pop up onto your fingertips. So lengthen the spine and come to the breath. We'll gently walk this over to the right side. Take your left hand across your right hand and maybe tap your right ear down so you're feeling this twist in the side body. Big breath in and out. Maybe reach a little bit further, creating more space, more expansion. And then back to the center again. This time reach a little bit further out. Maybe lift up your chin and just let the spine lengthen here with the fingertips on the earth. And then off to the left. Taking the right hand on top of the left, maybe tapping the left ear down and twisting open. Big breaths in and out. And then coming back through center again. Stretch, big long spine. Nice. And then come on up to tabletop. So hands are wide like starfish on your mat, knees are hip distance apart. Tuck your feet behind you so that you're stretching out the bottoms of your feet. And then some cat-cow breath. So let's let the belly drop, lift up the chin, the heart, the chest open, pull the shoulders back. And then when you exhale, tuck the toes, round and curl. Cat stretch spine. And so let's continue just moving through that space, cat-cow. Feel free to make any noises you'd like. I make lots of noises when I practice, just feels so good. And then let's come from front to back. So pull back, really stretch out the bottoms of your feet, and then I like to slide my hands forward as I come forward into the hip flexors and bend the knees, stretch into the quads, and back and forth a few times, just like that. And after you go back and forth a few times, let's turn this into dancing lion, coming into these big circles on your mat. Big circles to the right. The whole body. Get the whole body into this. Feeling your hips, your shoulders, your spine. Do a few times in one direction, and then let's make that go around the other side, other direction. Big dancing lion, big circles. And then tabletop again. Take your knees a little bit wider, touch your toes, and take your right hand over to the center of your mat. If you have a block or a book, you might want to use a block or a book, or just come up onto your fingertips to create more space here, and lift open. This really makes a huge difference if you put your hand up a little higher. Gives a lot more length and space. And then reach the hand up to the sky. Beyond the ceiling through to the clouds. And open the shoulders to stack. We're really going to be working a lot today on stacking the shoulders. Let's come forward, back down and around, and up. So our right hand is down, our left hand is up. If you're doing it opposite, that's fine. There's no reason to have to stay on the same side as me, as long as you get both sides. So if you get confused along the way, just don't worry about that. Let's reach it all the way up again. We're gonna thread the needle. Take that hand underneath the other. If you want, you can kind of push the block out of the way to lay the back side of your head down and take this twist from the middle of your spine. This top hand can reach up or reach around for a further twist. Some people like to lift up their leg, this outside leg, which is my right, and if you want to, you can. But when you do this, don't dump the weight into the head. I'm not feeling that this morning. I just really am feeling the twist. You can even take this top hand around and twist even more. Let's put that right hand back down and then unwind again, left hand to sky. Take the left hand down where the right hand was. Again, if you have a block or a book to use, do that. And now the right hand comes to hip for a twist and reaches to the sky, stacking the shoulders. We're going to take this in big circles in both directions. And then go ahead and thread the needle through the other side. Whatever you did on side one, try to recreate it on side two. And then left hand down, re-reach. Beautiful. Back to tabletop again. Let's lift the knees an inch off the earth. Floating tabletop really engages the core. Pressing the floor away, pressing through the shoulder girdle. Breathe. A little bit of a cat stretch in the spine, but not too high. And then turbo facing dog. Up on your toes, bend your knees, and then go ahead and pedal out your feet one at a time. So working through the backs of the Achilles, the calves, the hamstrings, melt the chest. Make this feel really good. However it feels good, you're just going to kind of move your dog around a little bit. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Ragdoll, heavy forward fold. So take one hand to elbow, other hand to elbow, and hang heavy. Nice. Let's sway and turn just a little bit. And then slowly roll up to stand, nice and easy. Hands reach up to the sky. Turn them inside out, reach, reach, reach. And then over to the right. And to center. And over to the left. And to center. Hands come to heart and step down. Balancing posture, tree pose, first side, right knee to chest. So start here. Let's start with this knee up balance. Nice. Tree pose can either be on the earth, below or above the knee, or in the inner thigh. Keep hands to heart center, tent the fingers so you can press the chest open. Looking at the top of your yoga mat. Lots of strength and energy in the standing leg, pressing the foot into the standing leg and opening out the knee. And breathe. Breathe. And then let's step down, inhale up. Hands behind your head, little back bend. Over to the right. To center. And to the left. And to center. Hands back to heart with a tent. Left side tree pose. Bring the knee up first. And then find the tree. Nice. Finding balance and strength here Stay focused and centered right where you are. We'll step down gently. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, look out. Walk it out to plank. Take your knees down for the first vinyasa. Come forward, shoulders over wrist. Keep everything strong. Lower down all the way to your belly. Elbows tuck into the rib cage. Tuck the toes down, lift the knees, and now lift the chest. Cobra pose. Beautiful. Big inhale, and then exhale, roll back over your toes. Downward facing dog. The heels can touch or energetically touch. Toes point inward, heels point outward. Shake your head yes. Yes to the abundance of good things that are coming to you. And no to what doesn't serve you anymore in your life. Come up on your toes, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, jump, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway out. Exhale and fold. And inhale, rise again. With a back bend. And hands to heart center. Really nice. Let's do that again. Surya Namaskar, a sun salutation. Especially on Earth Day, we should be saluting the sun. Let's do 3. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Walk, step, jump, or float to the back. Lower the knees or don't. Upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale back. Downward facing dog for 3 to 5 breaths. Up on the toes, look to the hands, walk, step, jump, or float to the top. Inhale, lengthen, offer the heart. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise again. And heart center. Again, inhale up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. You can skip the vinyasa. You can add extra push-ups or double chaturangas. Yogi's choice. And we breathe into the down dog, pressing the weight out of your hands back into your feet, lifting your tail high, melting your chest low. Continue to breathe. Yogis, please honor your bodies. If there's anything going on injury-wise or anatomically that doesn't feel good in any of these postures, please take care of yourselves. Remember, I can't see you to adjust you. Walk, step, jump, or float top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway out. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise again. And hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Sit back, chair. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Walk back to plank. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches for the sky. Open up hip on hip. Lift up on the toe, open the hip. Open and close the knee. Maybe make some circles. And then let's step that right foot all the way through. Low lunge. If you have a block or a book, put it inside the right foot and twist. Left hand down, right hand reaches. Breathe. Take that hand down. Step the right foot either back to plank or kick to the sky. Vinyasa again, either on 4 or 3 limbs. Up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward face. Left leg reaches, open up hip on hip. Bend and straighten, close and open. Bring the knee into your nose and step it through low lunge. Again, block or book under the right hand, and the left hand reaches to the sky. Breathe. Release both hands, step back to plank, or send the left leg to the sky. Skip the vinyasa and meet me in down dog, or take the vinyasa. Meeting in child's pose, or downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. Take a few breaths here, 3 to 5. And then downward facing dog, make your way up to the top of your mat, walk, step, jump, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Hands to heart center. Right knee to chest. Bring it up. Kick it out. Sweep it back. Warrior 3, hands stay at heart. Hands come out as airplane or in the front for stick. Lift it up. Breathe. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Let's bring the knee back to your chest. Kick it straight out again. And step down. Let's bring the left knee up to your chest. Kick it straight out. Sweep it back. Warrior 3. Arms can come out, stay at heart, or reach forward. Keep breathing. Bring the knee back to chest. Kick the foot out in front. And step down. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Walk, step, jump, or float to plank. Lower down, slow and controlled. Up dog or cobra. And exhale back. Downward facing dog, right leg reaches to sky. Step through, crescent lunge, high lunge. Come hands to heart center and twist over that right leg. And breathe. Come up to water wheel crescent lunge. Just open the arms. Back hand down, top hand up. Breathe. Cartwheel the hands down, step back to plank. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward face. Left leg reaches. Step through crescent lunge, high lunge. Hot out. Twisting over the left. Press the hands to center, twist open from the middle of your back. Breathe. Open up water wheel crescent. Exalt if you do. Hands come down. Step back to plank. Side plank. Right hand moves to center. Open up to scissors or stack or the right knee. Left hand reaches for the sky. Breathe. Press the floor away. Lift the leg if you like, or any other variation here in side plank, Vashisthasana. Breathe. Come back to plank, press back, downward facing dog. Option to take vinyasa, option to wait here before you come into the left side plank. Maybe you want to add push-ups. Left hand to center, open up side plank, left side. Any variation you take. Always can come down on a knee here. Back to plank or tabletop, child's pose or downward facing dog. So take a few breaths here. Maybe you come for inversion, or maybe you're working on a crow pose, or maybe you want to take hero pose, stretching the quads, or maybe just a rest here. We're going to take an extended rest. It's a little bit more than 5 breaths. So if you're taking inversion, go ahead and do that. If there's anything else you'd like to take, go ahead and take it. And if not, just rest here in child's pose. So if you're upside down, stay where you are. If not, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Continue to breathe through that inversion if you're in it. And then let's come up to the top of our mat, walk, step, jump, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. And inhale, rise. And hands to heart center. Really nice. Inhale, up again. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Walk back to down dog or vinyasa. Maybe you jump and float. Right leg reaches for the sky. Steps through warrior 2. Foot comes through, back heel drops, cartwheel the hands, and sink into front knee lunge. Look over your front hand and sink a little deeper into the front knee. Beautiful, warrior 2. And let's go ahead and pump warrior. 1. Lots of bows this morning. 2. And 3. Side angle pose, let's hover or use the block inside the foot. Stacking the shoulders, one on the other. Look up and twist. Beautiful, bend into front knee. Let the knee come right over the ankle. If you'd like, you can bind one or both hands. Look up to the sky. We're going to breathe here through the bind in case you have a bird of paradise or near lamba that you want to take. If not, we're just going to stay right here in this side lunge, side angle. Breathe. If you want more, you can take both hands and reach. Up to you, how much you want. And then we'll exalt. So stay low in the front knee and exalt. Beautiful. And let's come back to the warrior 2. Really nice. Hands come to hips, straighten out the front leg, and dial the toes in. Take your hands behind you, open the chest. Let the head fall back. And then go ahead and bend the knees, lift the arms up off the back. Forward fold over those legs. Nice. Stay here for as long as you can. It feels good. If not, hands can come down. You can also take hammock pose here by reaching the hands out and pressing the hips back. You can take an inversion here. You can take Skandasana here, or you can just take a forward fold. Hands come to your hips halfway up, all the way up. Turn your front toes, which is your left foot, away from me, back of your mat, facing the other way now, and sink into front knee lunge. Now you're in left side warrior 2, arms come out and look over the back. So sink nice and deep into that. Really nice. And let's lift up 3 times. 1, you got this. 2, and 3. Side angle pose. Hand on the block, elbow to knee, or hover. Remember, we took whatever you did, so maybe that was a bird of paradise, or near lamba, or half a bind, or full bind, or maybe you floated both hands out. Breathe wherever you are. And then we'll come back to warrior 2. Hands to your hips, straighten out your front toes, turn them in, dial them in, come halfway down, and all the way down again. This time left hand stays on the earth, right hand comes to your hip, and we twist open. Right hand reaches. Beautiful. We're going to take this hand that's in the sky, thread it underneath and through, catching for the left side of your body somewhere. And then finding space to look up underneath to the sky. You can bend into one or both knees and see what feels better here as you pull yourself into the twist. Beautiful. You can take a double bind if you do. And if not, just keep twisting underneath. Breathe. Unwind, bring the arm up to the sky again, stacking the shoulders. Nice. Replace the left hand with the right hand where the left hand is, left hand the sky. Remember, you can use a block or buck. Reach. Nice. Finding length, finding space, and then threading underneath and catch. And look up and underneath. Really good. Breathe. Use the strength of the bind to pull you up and underneath. Nice. Breathe. And when we unwind, come on up, hands to hips. Working on the core, flat back, reach the hands out. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, that's a nice bow, 3, 2, 1, hands to hips, turn the heels in, toes out, and then come down for a squat. Come up on your tiptoes and sink down low. Let's come down for 10 of these. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take triangle pose with the front toes facing forward, back toes dial halfway in, and we reach out. Lift up out of the chest and reach out a little further using the block or the book to find Trikonasana triangle pose. Working again on stacking the shoulders. So twisting and opening that back hip and reach. Triangle. Trikonasana. We can keep the hand on a block, or we can float the fingers, or we can float the whole hand. Breathe. Beautiful. Exalt by just reaching back. So now the energy comes from the front toes to the tips of your fingers, side body opens. Breathe in. Eye gaze up or down or back. Up to you. Triangle pose again. Second side. Second time on the same side. Breathe. Float for the obliques. And exalt. Beautiful. Trikonasana third time. We're all going to take the third one. And then decide if you want to stay here or take it out to half moon, tipping over the triangle. Again, finding the opening here. You can go ahead and take a bind if you like. Breathe.
Floating back to warrior two. Pumping warrior one time. Turn this around, triangle pose the other way. Triangle pose. On the left side, facing away from me now. You can hover and hold. Breathe. And we exalt again. Reach. Beautiful. Reaching all the way up through those fingertips, side body opens. And triangle a second time. Exalt again. Reach up and back and away. Third triangle to half moon on the left side. Third triangle to half moon. To bind if you like it. And we slide back, warrior two. Pumping warrior up. Heels in, toes out again. Squat down. And take another 10. 1, 2, squeeze, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step to the top of your mat. Good job, yogis. Dancer pose. Right arm reaches. Left arm comes down, catches inside the foot. Knee to knee, this could be enough for you. If not, we're going to take this in for dancer. Reach. Keep reaching, keep looking out. Breathe. Kick the foot up. Pull the knee in. Hold on if you need to. Maybe make it a stretch. Hold on. Breathe. Stand tall. Shake that out. Maybe make some circles with your hips. And now the other side. So, left hand reaches, right hand catches, knee to knee first, and then dancer pose. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. And let's release and shake that out. Feet are apart a little bit, like hip distance. And we're going to come down to squat. So here in squat, we're going to use the knees, use the elbows to open out the knees. If this doesn't feel good, you could just sit on a block or you can come to seated. If you exalt the arms, exalt the arms. One and then the other, up to you. And breathe. As we sit here and squat, maybe you want to come to gratitude, or maybe you want to sit down and come to gratitude, just taking a few moments here in gratitude meditation. So just run through a few things in your mind that you're grateful for, and then before you know it, it just keeps bubbling up and up and up and up and up. And then let's say one thing out loud, even though I can't hear you, but energetically put it out there in the universe. One thing you're grateful for. 1, 2, 3, my health. My family's health right now is what I'm most grateful for. Let's take this either into seated bound angle or crow pose practice. So if you want to practice crow, the hands are wide on your mat like starfish. We lift up the hips as high as we can, up on the tiptoes. The knees want to come into the armpits, so the arms want to stay as straight as possible. But you do that to your ability until you're ready. And then you just come forward, look forward. Very important to look forward. If you look down, you fall down. And then just lean forward like a seesaw, and then lift just one foot up at a time, and maybe the other one floats for a second, and then just come back down. And so try that a few times, practicing crow. If you have crow jump back or crow to headstand, now's a good time to put that in your practice. If you don't want any of that, just go ahead and have a seat on your mat and maybe just take a break or a child's pose. So if you want that crow, hands come wide as your mat, open up your fingers. I like to put a pillow down for beginners or a block, and we're gonna lift up, 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 high on the toes, lean forward, look forward, and then just float the feet. Don't kick. If you kick, you fall forward, and just float, float, float. Maybe touch the toes and back down until you feel more comfortable and you can hold that for a longer period of time. So let's take a few moments for some crow practice. If not, we're gonna come to seated bound angle hip opener, and we're gonna just sit in seated bound angle, and we'll meet there, and we'll breathe. A nice guided meditation today at the end of practice. So we're gonna end our physical part a little bit earlier than normal, and I have a nice long guided meditation that I'm going to do today. So if you want more physicality right now, instead of sitting with me in bound angle, maybe take like a few push-ups. We are still gonna do a little bit more before we finish, but if you want more like heart moving, go ahead and take some push-ups, and let's breathe. So let's hug everything in, and tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knees. Egg pose. We're gonna come to reclining pigeon, but if you prefer sleeping pigeon, go ahead and take that for a hip opener. So we're gonna do either right side sleeping pigeon, which just looks like this, or reclining pigeon, which is on your back. And while you're on your back in the reclining pigeon, you can also take some crunches if you're ready for that right now. And so I'm gonna take sleeping pigeon because it just feels better for me today. And you wanna make sure that your hips are square wherever you are. This is a hip opener for the right side. So if you take any other variations, go ahead and take them, king pigeon, or mermaid pose, or just a quad stretch, or whatever feels good for you right now. And you do want to breathe in that space. Come back to seated, and we'll take a twist here. So nice easy seat. We're gonna twist an easy seat. So twist to the right. And then we're gonna twist to the left. Left side pigeon, reclining or sleeping. I'm gonna take the sleeping pigeon here. And so take whatever feels right for you. Releasing and relaxing into that space of the hip opener. Whatever you did on side one, do again on side two. And then we'll come to seated, cross the other leg over, whichever one you did before, do the other side. And now we'll come to the left and we'll twist. And then we'll come to the right and we'll twist. Coming to center again. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are bent. We're coming down for bridge pose, wheel pose, 3 different back bends. So take 3, take a couple breaths in between, and then also if you would like to add in any crunches here after the wheels, go ahead and do that. Any spinal twists are available here too. Fish pose or any other poses that you like. We have about 2 or 3 minutes before I begin the meditation. So go ahead and take whatever it is that you'd like to take. Okay, I'm going to take a couple supported bridges. Nice, easy, gentle practice for me today. You could take the intensity level up or down every day. That's the beauty of our yoga practice. You can dial it up or dial it down. So if you're dialing up, take the full wheels. And if you're dialing it down, take the supported bridges with me. Make sure to do 3. Don't know what that is. Ignore it for a moment. And let's do the third one at your pace. Any last little bits of your practice that need to be done, whether that's a spinal twist or anything else, go ahead and take it. And then go ahead and find yourself in reclining either on your back or on one of your sides. And come back to the breath where we began. So take lots of nice, slow, deep breaths. Let the eyelids close over the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Unclench the jaw, release any tension in the jaw. And come to a place of complete rest in your body and stillness. And so we'll go on a small journey. So using your imagination to create a visualization, listening to the sound of my voice, and continue to relax your body. Continue to notice the breath as you release any last little bit of tension out of your body, surrendering to the earth. So we're going to take a little journey, and you get to choose exactly where it is your path is. So I want you to imagine the most peaceful place you can, and I want you to notice what the temperature is there, and what time of day it is, and what time of year it is. I want you in your mind's eye to look around the space and see what you see. Do you see mountains, trees, beaches? Is the floor covered in grass, or is it a dirt path, or is it rock? I want you to think about all the sounds, the sights, and the smells that would be in this place that you would take this walk. And so you begin your journey in your mind's eye, looking around and noticing all of the things around you. This mindful walk in nature. And you're just continuing to breathe nice and slow and deep as you take this long, slow, gentle walk. Notice if you're alone or if there's somebody with you. And continue to gently breathe as you walk through this peaceful place. With no particular destination, just enjoying your journey. And as you walk, notice if there's anything you need to add or take away to the scene to make it more comfortable for you. And so in the distance, you see a very large object. It's not scary at all. It almost looks like a big balloon, but you're not quite sure what it is. And so with anticipation, but curiosity in a very good way, you're looking forward to seeing what this is. There's no fear, there's no worry, it's just curiosity. And you're in the most beautiful place you can be. And so you approach this balloon and realize that's exactly what it is. It's a huge hot air balloon tied down on 4 sides with rope down to the ground into the anchors. And you notice a plaque on the side of the basket, and it's in the most beautiful script handwriting, but you can't quite make out what it says. And so you walk closer, and you read that it has your name. And you look up at the balloon and you see the most beautiful colors and pattern in the balloon, and you realize this is all for you. And so you decide to climb into the basket and look around. And in the basket, there's a pen and some paper, squares of paper, and some directions that say, write out what doesn't serve you anymore. And so you begin. Pick up this beautiful pen and you begin to write on each square of paper what doesn't serve you any longer in your life. Things from your past, things in your mind, things that have been said, things you believe that you shouldn't believe about yourself. And you begin to write. And so take a few moments to pick up that pen, to write on those papers, fold them up, and leave them in that basket. All the while breathing slowly, noticing the beauty and the splendor of both this balloon and the landscape that you're in. Look to the clouds, see the blue sky. Take a few more moments to finish up writing what doesn't serve you anymore, the things you need to let go of out of your life. Whether that's physical, energetic, thoughts. And so take these next few moments to finish up in your mind's eye, writing down the things that need to go. Climb back out of the basket, leaving all of those papers inside. And you see a knife next to one of the ropes and decide it's time to let go. And so you come around to one side of the balloon and you take the knife and cut the rope gently. The balloon sways because now one of its sides is cut. You walk around to the other side and you cut that rope, and it moves a little more, starting to free itself from the earth. The third side is free. The balloon tries to take off, but still tethered by one rope. And you walk around to the final rope and start to saw at the rope. And the last thread breaks, and the balloon takes off with your worries and cares, and it flies high up into the sky, taking with it what doesn't serve you anymore. And you watch as this beautiful balloon ascends into the beautiful blue sky, going so far up and away until you can no longer see it. You turn back toward the path you came from,
feeling much lighter than you did when you got here. And you begin to walk back to where we came from. Noticing along the way the beauty in the nature. Noticing the lightness in your step and in your soul. Coming back to that breath. Coming back to yourself. Go ahead and curl into the fetal position. Roll to your right or left side. Curl your knees into your chest and hold on tight. Use your arm as a pillow. Let your other arm drape across your heart. Yogis, you can choose to stay here and just kind of relax here in this calm, peaceful place that you're in Shavasana. Or you can choose to come to seated and finish practice right now with me. Either way, do what feels right for your body and your soul. The light inside of me honors the light that shines brightly from each and every one of you. We dwell in the universe, in that place of peace, love, light, and hope where we are one. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Please feel free to save or share these videos. And happy Earth Day. Namaste.